This is Eswatini TV News at 8, live from Babane. I am Natile Sitole alongside Nomaklabiso Nkambule. Here's a look at the news in detail. The Minister of Economy Planning, Honorable Dr. Tambo Gina, says Eswatini is still on track with the UN's Agenda 2030. The Minister was speaking at Royal during the Joint National Steering Committee meeting with the United Nations on Wednesday.
The Joint National Steering Committee is important because it is an accountability forum on the contribution of the United Nations in making sustainable development in Eswatini. The chairperson of the Joint Committee, Dr. Tambo Gina, the Minister of Economic Planning, elaborates on the meeting.
The committee ibuka tinhlelo temhlabhlangene lapha khona mhlabhlangene bambisana nelive tinhlangothini letehlukahlukene kubuka ukuthi ingabe lokho lesakusayinanga 2021 kuthi kutawusetshenziswa kuze kufike 2025 kuhamba njani kuyalisida nilive ngoba lapha kufanele siqinise khona sasayina sivumelwana sekuthi sithole imali lenganga 120 million ngemadola aseMerica 1.3 billion emalangeni ukuthi ke leyo mali sitelive kulithuthukisa etinhlelweni letahlukahlukene.
The UN resident coordinator in Eswatini, George Wachira, explains on the importance of the meeting.
We are gathered here this morning to look at the progress that has been made for the year 2023, the lessons we have learned in the implementation, and also to consider where we will be going in the next period, which is the year 2024, in the implementation of the program.
He says the United Nations is committed to supporting integrated financing assessments and policies to help Eswatini. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi at the Royal Villas, Eswatini.
The Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Honorable Prince Simelane, has applauded school teachers for the different roles they play in sharpening and enhancing the child's character, more especially because some of them do not have parents or guardians. The Minister expressed this today when paying a visit to the John Wesley School in Babane.
The touring of different schools in the country by different cabinet ministers is still ongoing, and on Monday, the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Prince Simelane, paid a visit to the John Wesley School in Babane, where he highlighted the vital importance teachers play in sharpening the upbringing of the child. Simelane says raising a child through beliefs and customs can help them become a better version of themselves.
Kakhulu ngetikolo uthi uhulumende safike sidumise kubo bothishela ngalolu lubito lelinalo nebemne noba kuba ngithishela kuba nginesi kuba ngidokotela lubito lo ungeke nje mane ukuthumelise kungakwehlula ekseni kusa kanti mawuthishela nje unelibito ngosami uqathutise uthi teke uhulumende bongosafike sidumise kakhulu bekunene ligalelo lenidlalako etikolweni ngabo bantwana bethu.
Ntokozo Tsela, who stood in for the school's principal, explains further about the challenges they are facing as a school and pleads with government to intervene.
School sethu sesina more than educate, but solo sidinga form 3. Lokwenda ukuthi labantwana nabaphasa lo form 3 bathole stiff competition because nearby schools don't need first class, so but it can't be stiff competition.
Government will continue touring these schools until they have a clear picture of the underlying issues that need to be addressed. Reporting for Eswatini TV, I am Poguhle Dlamini, pictures by Vumingosi Nzinisa in Babane.
News just in, the Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Dlamini, has returned in the country where he was representing His Majesty King Mswati III in Uganda and Italy. The Prime Minister arrived via Ngwenya Border Gate on Thursday evening. The Prime Minister says everything went smooth. He elaborates.
conference or summit lebesiye kuyo emave nje lati tshela ukuthi wona akangenelani noma ati akatingeni tindzaba talamanye emave kugcizelele lokuthi ayaqhubeka kuleto timiso tawo but ancoma kakhulu ukuthi abambane sale asebenzisana wona kuze ukuthi athuthuke lokhu bengilokukhulu ke lapho ngilokuthi lo abe chairman wayo bekuyiCuba sekushintshile ke sekubese kuthatha yena president wase Uganda Yoweri Museveni ekukhulumeni kwakhe ke yena Yoweri Museveni ugcizelele nje ukuthi emave akasebenzisane kanye ase South nemave langa tingene tindzaba talamnyama kuze ukuthi athuthuke ngekuthekiselana but aphindze futhi abeke embili ukuthula internal peace khona la khatsi emaveni wagcizelela nje kakhulu ukuthi kumqoka kakhulu ukuthi kube nekuthula nestability emaveni kube seke sekuba ne declaration leyendiwe khona le Kampala nayo leyo declaration iqinisa kakhulu lokusebenzisana kwalamave langentasi plano wesibili ke kube khona le Kampala nakuphela lenam lethathe emalanga lamabili kwasike kucala lenye lokuthiwa iGroup 77 plus China le Group 77 plus China kuyona inhlangano nje yemave lasathuthuka kepha ke abane China ngetulo lokuthi kushiwo ukuthi plus China lokuthi ilive lase China lona vele selingembili kwala lamanye ndi emave so ke uze ukuthi kungageneralizwa kakhulu nalapha lona lingafaki khona liyangeta kwelona kuthiwe plus China nakhona lapha kaShemene bokunguye president wase Uganda Museveni kepha ke nawo lemhlangano lona be attende ngebo baholi belive bemave heads of states sihloko ke sakuloji 77 besithi ke leave no one behind lokusho ukuthi akungabi khona losalela emuva nakhona akungabi khona live lesalela emuva lokuthuthuka akungabi khona bantu ngekhathi even labasalela emuva ngekuthuthuka nakhona ukhanza ukuthi ke leti nkulumo tiyahambisana naleti bestenda engaleka nami liveke lithulile inkulumo yayo ingonyama ngaleka nami nakhona la G77 sayithula inkulumo le gcizelela kona kusebenzisana nekubambisana nekuthula kanye nenqubekela phambili lesibona kwevenelangwane neti ngqaki leti yetibe khona lesingasithanda ukuthi sibambisane nalamanye amave ukuze ukuthi sidinqobe noma dictatulule.
The Republic of China and Taiwan Ambassador Jeremy Liang says the government of Taiwan will always assist Eswatini and meet her needs anytime. He was speaking at Mangwaneni when Babane West residents received rice from the Republic of China and Taiwan.
The Republic of China Taiwan Ambassador to Eswatini Jeremy Liang says the government of Taiwan will always help Eswatini and meet their needs at all times.
Today I'm bringing the rice for about 3.6 tons of rice to the people of her constituency. I'm very happy to be here. This is an ongoing operation for the embassy. We've been doing that since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Since then, it's close to 4 years.
Babane West Member of Parliament Jane Simelane passed her gratitude to the government of Taiwan for the gracious donation.
Sithandza kudumisa lokwentiwa live lase Taiwan nguhulumende we Taiwan lokuthi asiphe kudla njengoba sathi ukuthi inkundla yaseMbabane West inkundla lenebuphuya lobukhulu lenekutsinzeka nje ngetindlela letiningi iyeswele kodwa ke nasibona tinintetfu tisisita tisisekela lithemba liyabuya.
8 places under the Mbabane West constituency also benefited. Reporting, I am Kian Msibi, Mbabane.
The Deputy Prime Minister's office says no child should not access education because they do not have money to pay school fees. This was said by the Deputy Prime Minister's office's National Children's Services Director Nomcebo Nhlengetwa during the Children Consortium Stakeholders Engagement Workshop, which hopes to ensure that all barriers are removed when it comes to accessing education.
We are gathering that there are some students who have not been admitted because they are unable to pay the deposit. Our view as the DPM's office is that every child has got a right to education. Whether a child is disabled, whether a child is an OVC, it is not a matter of the child to be responsible for the payment of the fees. It is the person who should be paying. The parent, if there is no parent, is the guardian. If it is an OVC, those are catered for by government. So our take is that we'll take all the issues, we'll sit at the round table with all the stakeholders, from head teachers, from all the stakeholders involved, and craft a way forward that will ensure that all children have got access to education. All the barriers, or most of the barriers that we are able to remove, all barriers to education are removed, so that we don't have a generation of uneducated people, which is what might result in 10 years to come if we find that this issue is not taken care of.
The Minister of Tinkundla Development and Administration, Honorable Skhumbuzo Dlamini, says Eswatini who are determined to develop themselves and their communities should stick with Tinkundla's development is the heartbeat of the government. The Honorable Minister said this during a handover ceremony wherein government donated a bus with a load capacity of 70 people to Maqutulini Multipurpose Cooperative Society in a ceremony held at Maqutulini Umphakathi. The bus will be used for business purposes.
It was all joy and jubilation for the 27-member Maqutulini Multipurpose Cooperative Society when the Minister of Tinkundla Administration and Development, Honorable Skhumbuzo Dlamini, handed over a state-of-the-art bus worth over 2 million emalangeni. The bus's route will start from Mafuteni near Malutabora Gate via Mangayane to Manzini and back. The chairperson of the society, Cebile Makakula, expressed her gratitude to government for the assistance in acquiring this important asset.
Siyethemba ukuthi le bhasi itawuba lisito kakhulu kule sive sala Maqutulwini. Angeke basaswela ukuthi batawufika ngani emakhaya.
The Minister of Tinkundla, Honorable Skhumbuzo Dlamini, wanted the society to take extra care of the bus.
Umuntu ukuze umnika umsebenzi kufuneka abonakale lo msebenzi awubamba ubangewakhe. Uthi umbuto nabe singaphiwa kungaba yini kwethu kambe ngeke sajabulela ukuthi ingonyama yemhlaba ithi deyona itawufaka lo 90% bese leliswati lifaka 10%.
When one is given an opportunity, they must show appreciation by working hard and not let down government's efforts. His Majesty's government contributes 90% to projects of this nature, and the association contributes 10% in the form of cash, labor, or both. As a ministry, we think this is a fair deal.
The Member of Parliament for Ngwembezi Nkundla, Honorable Bhekibandla Vilakati, lamented the bad state of the roads in the constituency and implored government to rehabilitate the road so as to facilitate a sustainable operation of the new bus.
The crisis ngemandi. Even nalomphakathi esikiwo emandi bantu basakha ngemabhakede emfuleni.
We also have a water crisis in this area. People use untreated water from the streams.
The Manzini Regional Administrator also passed words of advice to the society and assured the nation that government is all about helping people realize fulfilling livelihoods. Reporting for Eswatini TV, Mbangwa Dube, Vumenkosi Nzinisa, Maqutulwini.
A man drowned after jumping into Lusushane River near Matapa Link at Mahala. The man jumped from the bridge into the river. According to Sandile Fesh Vilagati, who was with the deceased when the incident occurred, the deceased said jokingly that he was going to jump into the river. The Royal Eswatini Police Services Search and Rescue Team, also known as scuba divers, rescued the lifeless body of the man.
On Thursday morning, a 32-year-old man from Mawalala jumped into the Rusushwana River and drowned. The deceased friend Sandile Fash Vilagati says his friend just jumped to the river and he tried to swim but became tired. Vilagati adds that his friend eventually disappeared.
What's a ngangena mina la sathi thina nalo lesele nayi la ngemuva sathi ungakwendi lo wendani lokwesibili wanyathela lokho pavement lokho ashobela wazama ke kuphuma lapha ngaphasi ngoba ungena edzakeni wathi nakathi waphakama kwaphakama nale liteki lakhe walibona senjalo lapha wazama ukulithatha wehluleka samcontrola ke nalo lomnye ubhuti khona ubhuti ofikile lapha nguye lo ofika washutha le video ngathi mina uma kushuta ivideo asicontrole lo mnako samcontrola nomnye sister samdonsa wayedzakeni wathi nakafika lapha ngasedzakeni ngilafika khona phelele emandla washobela phasi.
The Royal Eswatini Police Services Search and Rescue Team, also known as Scuba Divers Team Leader, Bongan Dlamini confirms the drowning of the men. He further urges the Maswat to stay away from rivers as they are overflowing. He says this is because Eswatini recently received a lot of rainfall.
Sesithola umbiko kuthi kukhona lo sa agcumkele emandini kahle kahle bathi udingenele yena njengoba lihlobo selinje imfula igcwele ingenisile nemadamu konke sicela sigweme Nkosi yami kusonzele etindzaweni letinjengaleto noma ke nakubonakala ukuthi wela umfula nangabe uya emsebentini noma abantwana baya esikolweni kepha ke sithi nangabe bafikile uthi uyefika uya emsebentini wakhanza umfula uhamba la ungavami uhamba khona emanti sicela mane ume noma ke ushayele licingo ushayele emsebentini.
According to police reports, since August last year to date, 9 Maswati have drowned. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlanga Mandla, with Temba Shabangu Mahala Matapa.
And now let's have a look at our financial indicators, shall we? Moving on to sports, Lactalis Eswatini has sponsored the 2024 Resolution Run edition with a package of 70,000 emalangeni. The event will be held on the 17th of February this year at Mlilwane.
Preparations of the 2024 Resolution Run are at an advanced stage, with Lactalis injecting in 70,000 emalangeni in this year's edition.
Le event yethu ke sistema siyibuka sibita ngekuthi i-Resolution Run.
Manager Tsolenikama says the event is aimed at supporting Emaswati fully with their new resolutions in the new year by using exercising as a platform to meet their needs.
Sathi sengumlilwane game century yini singakulethi lokho kubantu
lokukhila ngilokuthi sicela ukuthi sive sisibambise.
Eswatini Athletics Association Public Relations Officer Victor Dlamini uploaded Big Game Parks for yet another edition as they look to increase numbers in this year's edition with a target of at least 700 athletes in the edition.
Asimbonge Big Game Park lokuthi abe partner yethu.
Lucky Piri from Lactalis Eswatini says this is one way the organization gives back to the community by taking part of the events that promotes wellness in different platforms.
So the total sponsorship package is 70,000 emalangeni, of which it's broken down into two sections. 45,000 emalangeni, it's a cash sponsorship, and then 25,000, it's a sponsorship in terms of the stock.
Over 400 athletes have already registered for the 8th edition that takes place on the 17th of this month, with the registration deadline being on the 9th. The event will be in 3 categories of 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 5 kilometers. For Eswatini TV Sports, Mbabane.
And in our international sports news, we begin with the Linz Open tennis tournament that is still ongoing in Austria, where it has now reached the quarterfinals.
And in our international news, we begin with Linz Open that is ongoing in Austria, where British star Jadi Burrage is through to the last 8 of the competition, while Katie Bolter is already out of the tournament. Burace will play either Jelena Ostapenko or Clara Towson in the next stage. English Premiership games continued on Wednesday evening with Liverpool extending their lead to 51 points after their victory over Chelsea by 4-1. Manchester City also did their homework on home soil when hosting Burnley by winning 3-1, which brought them to 46 points with the game in hand and ahead of Arsenal, who are also 46 points on goal differences. The transfer deadline in England is expected to close tonight, with some of the expected players to leave their clubs, including Armando Broja and Conor Gallagher, both from Chelsea, Dominic Solanka from Bournemouth, Karim Benzema, who could also make a move to England from Saudi Arabia League, and Antonio Nunes, who could finalize his move to Brentford from Club Brugge in Belgium. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabisum Sunera, picture source from DW France 24.
And with that, it's a wrap. Up next is another update from myself and the crew. Many thanks for your company. Take care.
And then when
2024 budget.
Babu Petama January blues.
Back to single ply.
We need to tighten our belts.
Your stomach is already doing that.
Swipe your new reward card and stand to win instant free shopping with Spar. Get Spar Long Life Milk 6-pack for $102.99. 400-gram Yum Yum Peanut Butter, $29.99. 1 kg Stork Medium Fat Spread Tub, just $39.99. 700 ml All Gold Tomato Sauce for $29.99. Or 410-gram Koo Baked Beans in Tomato Sauce. Buy 2 for 28 emalangeni.
And that's why we shop at Spar.
We are selling peanuts at 5. Thank you so much. Umtalak Busi. Pan the strat, babe.